Hello, my name is James Woodward. I am a therapist and I practice Reiki, aromatherapy, reflexology and massage, and also shamanism, which was my background and where I came from before I became a therapist. I use various different tools. I've got a drum, I've got a few drums, but this is the one I use the most. My recent addition is this. This has got nothing to do with shamanism, but it's a very, very nice thing. It's called a shruti box. As you can see, the notes on there, and you pick a key and a chord and you play accordingly, and I will sing along to it. You may have seen some of my YouTube clips in the past. They are all really Reiki and some basic techniques to help with spiritual development and also to enable people to experience and feel the energy better. If you go to my website www.jamesholistic.moonfruit.com, you will see more information on how to help. I do teach at the South East Kent Reiki hands-on healing school. It's based in Herne Bay at the moment, and the lovely number 11 therapy centre. I've been practicing there for 5 years now, all the time I've been living here in Herne Bay in Kent. I'm originally from Kent, and I've lived here most of my life, and it's great at the moment. The sun's out, one of the beauties of living in the south. Got the sky completely clear, no clouds from this view, which is always good and so inspiring to make a little bit of music. I don't know whether anything I'll produce in a moment will sound as it will do to me right now. I don't know how it will record, but let's just see what happens. I use various different means to produce sounds vocally. The basic singing, la 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 la, yes, quite baritone like, and I might also include the odd chord. Yes, it's not that unusual. It's becoming more apparent. There's more and more people doing it, and the more the better as far as I'm concerned. And I'll just do a few demonstrations. There's various different ways of producing more than one sound. It's generally called overtoning. The overtone is something you'll find with any instrument, even with this drum here. It's what actually makes the sound of the drum. So you hear that, and the reverberating sound you hear with the original sound is what creates this unique sound for the drum. But with singing overtoning, sometimes called throat singing, a little bit of a misrepresentation of throat singing, because all singing comes from the throat here, and I'm actually going to clear my throat. Tip. I don't know whether this is the same with anyone else, but whenever I eat cheese, and I'm a great cheese lover, I have the odd issue with producing my vocal sounds. So that's what I had for lunch. Bit of trivia there. So this is the most basic, one of the most easiest ways of producing the sound, and more people are doing it this way than probably the most traditional ways. Now what I do is I blend two vowel sounds, E and O, and it's like this. And what you have to do is go for a mid sound, so go somewhere between the highest and your lowest notes. I've got quite a sort of a baritone sound there, which is an octave or two below middle C that you'll find on a piano. So I'll probably end up hitting somewhere just above middle C. But, so That's one way. Another way, similar. I still have the vowel sound E to O, but I put my tongue just at the front of my mouth, just past the gum and mandible area, just here, where the cavern of our palate just starts. And I move the tongue as it sits like this. So this is the palate here, and it just moves up like that. It moves up, and it creates a sound just by doing that. The extra sound you hear, that whistling sound that almost sounds like feedback, that's also known as the harmonic. And the harmonic sound actually moves up naturally, interestingly, in the same proportion ratio as the Fibonacci sequence. It's very interesting because it just works with everything else. If you think of a spiral and how a spiral is created, it uses that same proportion. It's amazing. So let's try this again. And that, it's not expertly done, but it gives you an idea of the kind of sound that can get produced. And this next one I'm going to do is a lot harder to do, and it takes a lot of time. I've probably worked harder on this than the last version, but because I've been eating cheese, it's going to affect the sound a little bit. And it's good just to clear the throat out like I have just done there, because the sound I'm going to produce is by vibrating this area here. I don't know whether you can see it, just here and there, and it takes a lot of power, and then the extra sound is produced by me moving my mouth like this. So I'll do that to start with, just to give you an idea. Now, you can actually move the sound up to the nose. It's quite funny, it creates a very strange sound. So I'll start it from here and then just move it up. That's just random noises. I'm not trying to say any words or anything like that. It's just to help with the sound, and I can feel it vibrating throughout the whole of my body. And the intention I give to where I want to draw the sound to is where I can enable myself to actually work internally and help rebalance my own body, and just keep some general harmony inside. It's also, you can use these sounds to reach an altered state of consciousness that can allow you to say travel to the other world, to go into trance, and generally for healing. When I'm using this for healing, I tend to go into a trance, and I'm not aware of what I'm doing. I don't remember everything I do. For the last sort of year, when I've been getting deeper and deeper into this, I've been giving healing to people, and afterwards they ask me about what I have been doing to help them make sense of their experience, and I can't tell them much at all. I remember where I'm going sometimes from one area to another, but ask me what I was doing, and I don't know, is because I am in a trance state. I'll just show you a few other methods as well while we were on here. So the next one, I'm going to do Nong Gong, This is something I've read in a book by Jonathan Goldman that describes this method, and it's just comes from down here, and you just go nong gong. It's to get your throat in the right position. This area just here. So it's nong gong. That's wrong. Nong gong. Very simple, and I can clearly hear that sound. It's not one of the easiest, but it's just a very, very, very simple way of doing it. And there's another one that that's in there. I don't remember him saying to use the word worry, and I don't like that as a subliminal thing, just in case someone hears it and in their subconscious. But it's a very good way of also creating that sound by saying worry, and you can do this with other words as well. Let's start off with worry, then I'll move on to the word wheel, because it's a good way of moving the mouth around. So it's you can just about get some of that sound there. So wheel takes us back to the E and the O, okay? One of the easiest methods, and it's wheel, wheel, and then you slow it down. Wheel, 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 wheel. And I'm sure there's other methods as well, but that is what I do. So this will be like a part 1. Part 2 is going to be me singing.